Hey guys, it's Mike here and welcome to Autovlog. In today's video, we're going to do a quick tutorial on how to drive a manual. There are plenty of videos like this out there on YouTube, and there's a lot of good ones as well. But one thing that I've seen is that not a lot of the videos cover this one specific thing about learning how to drive a manual, and that is just focusing in on the clutch, because that is the most important thing when you're driving a manual or learning how to drive a manual. Once you know how to do it, you don't really think that much about the actual clutch. So when you have a manual transmission, there is an extra pedal versus just having two pedals when it's an automatic transmission. And that's what people have the most problems with, is learning that grabbing point that the clutch has to make the car move forward. So what we're going to do here is start the car up. Today, by the way, I'm in a 2015 Ford Mustang. Obviously, it has a manual transmission. Now, the manual transmission is the original transmission. So in my opinion, everyone should at least know how to drive one. And if you want to do real, intimate driving, especially in a performance car, it's definitely a manual that is the way to go. So what we're going to do is start the car up. I'm going to put my foot on the clutch, hit the button, and here we go. So on a manual transmission, you either have, most commonly nowadays is at least 5-speed manual. This one is a 6-speed. So to get it into first gear, put the clutch down. Never mind the gas pedal, just put the clutch down, or make sure the car's handbrake is on, and make sure that you have a level field ahead of you, so you're not in an incline or downhill. But that kind of speaks for itself. When you're learning to drive a manual, make sure you have a level street ahead of you, or preferably no cars around. Where I'm at right now, there's a lot of cars around, but when you first try it out, make sure that no one's around, so you don't have to focus on crashing into cars or people. So this Mustang here, put it in first gear, which is all the way to the left, and then you just push it all the way up. Second gear, all the way to the left and all the way down. Third gear is in the middle. Fourth gear is down in the middle. Then fifth gear, all the way up to the right. Sixth gear, all the way down to the right. But we're just going to focus on first gear and second gear. So what a lot of people don't know is that the car will actually start moving without you using the gas pedal. So when you learn how to drive a manual, you don't have to use the gas pedal. It's very simple. This video won't take too long. All you need to do is focusing in on releasing the clutch as slowly as you can, which I am right now. As you can see, the car is starting to move in a straight line. Now, once people try this out, they want to release the clutch right away because the car starts moving. But the trick is to release the clutch slowly all the way up, whether the car is starting to move or not. And until you have the clutch all the way up, the car is moving on its own without me using the gas pedal. As you can see here, I don't have my foot on the gas pedal. I'm going to put the clutch back down and put it in second gear, and slowly release the clutch. So it's all the way up. Then I can release it, or take my foot off the clutch. So as you can see here, the car is moving all on its own without me using the brake pedal, or I'm sorry, the gas pedal. I'm gonna stop the car here, and we're gonna try it again. So I put the clutch down and put my foot on the brake, obviously. Put it in first gear. As you can see, I'm completely at a standstill. Slowly release the clutch. And again, as you can see, my foot is not anywhere near the gas pedal. The car is slowly starting to move. I can feel the clutch grabbing, that's why the car is moving. And until the clutch is all the way up, I can take my foot off it. second gear, release the clutch slowly. It's still moving. I am not applying any gas whatsoever. I am now though, because I'm going around this corner. Now this video is meant for you to just learn how to use the clutch, because that is the one thing that people have the most problem with. A lot of people stall because they don't know how to handle the clutch and its grabbing point. And then they will apply gas too soon, so it kind of sounds like this. And the car is just completely standstill, and then they might release the clutch real quick and the car stalls. Now, to learn this technique and master it, you should learn on level ground. So if you're in an incline, this won't work because the car still needs more power because of gravity when it's in an incline. So you will have to learn how to apply some gas. But it's very simple. If you can drive an automatic, you know what amount of gas you need to apply for the car to start moving. So that's really no difference. But as long as you learn where the clutch grabs, eventually, I mean, it won't take you long. You will learn when to apply gas and how much you need to apply until the clutch is all the way up. So the point of this video is for you to just learn where the grabbing point is of the clutch of the car that you're learning to drive a manual on. So we're going to try this again. My foot is nowhere near the gas pedal. Just releasing the clutch. There we go. Now I can apply gas if I want to. And put it in second. Just to stress the importance and the point of this video is that for you to learn how to drive a manual, you don't even have to apply any gas. It's just one less thing for you to think of. It's easier if you just learn the basics first off, which is the clutch. That is the most important thing when it comes to driving a manual, because the difference is that there's 3 pedals versus only 2 pedals with a automatic. So to wrap it up here, when you are learning to drive a manual, make sure you have level ground, you have a manual transmission car, speaks for itself, and that you slowly release the clutch so the car starts moving forward. And a lot of people don't really know that, and I know it actually took me a few years before I even know that the car will actually move on its own without you applying any gas. And it is a great way of learning of how to drive a manual, is to just learn where the grabbing point is of the clutch that you are driving. So let me know what you guys think of the video. Did you find it informative? And let me know as well if you would like me to make a second video where I explain more of how to drive the manual and applying gas in an incline versus, you know, how to drive the car down a hill and, you know, engine brake and that kind of thing. If you want more of a full tutorial and, you know, review of driving a car with a manual transmission. But the point of this video was just to stress the importance of you learning how to use the clutch. And it's just nice to not have to think about, well, you know, I have to apply gas as well, and it's just one more point of the whole process. But you don't really have to use the gas at all when you're learning to drive a manual. So let me know what you think of the video in the comment section below. And if this is your first time checking out the channel, please browse it. Check out some of the other videos that I have as well. If you like them, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Give us a purse the size of Texas, we'll fill the whole tank. You saw a clip earlier of my junk, and I'm a pretty organized, neat person. but I am. Okay, no, I am. I clean up after his ass all the time. Hon,